Welcome to this presentation by the Sydney Heritage Fleet Maritime Ropework course. It will deal with a basic sailing tool, that is the sailor's knife. A number one tool for any sailor, especially on square rig, is a sturdy sailor's knife, such as the example shown here. And the argument comes, should you have a fixed blade one or a folding blade? If you take a folding blade such as this one, as you can imagine, when you're aloft trying to hang on with one hand, both feet, with one spread, trying to open a folding knife could be a little bit tricky. So in this presentation we're going to be dealing with the fixed blade knife, such as this one here. The main material we're going to use for this blade, for this knife, is this high-speed steel power hacksaw blade. These can be obtained from machine shops or warehouses, and sometimes you'll pick them up at tool sales. Now this blade here will give you enough material for two knives in need. One, two. And being high-speed steel, it can be difficult to work with. Remember, this exercise we're not going to require knowledge of forging, tempering, etc. The knife will be just straight completed. So with our hacksaw blade, we can then trace on the back of it the style of knife we'll be using. You note the hole. This is convenient as a lanyard hole. This material cannot be readily drilled, so any other holes, such as for putting in copper rivets like these tubes, you need a cone drill or a cone stone like this to put into a pedestal drill and gradually drill holes through it. To cut it, you can use a angle grinder with a metal cutting blade and score across it, and either go right through or score it, wrap it in material, put it in a vise and bend it, but bearing in mind that it will actually snap. The same when you come to shape it, shape the curves, it'll all be done with grinding. Now the cutting edge will be along the toothed edge here, and a main thing to remember when working with this on an emery wheel is not to allow the metal to heat up and thus lose its temper. So flint, as you work with it, quench often is the rule. A little bit of grinding, quench, grind, quench, and gradually work to the shape and the edge you want. The first one, of course, is to remove these teeth along the bottom edge, which will then become your cutting edge and the finished knife. There are alternatives to working the blade as we've just done, and one is to modify existing knives. This one here, this was originally a kitchen carving knife which went out to about here and has had the ends snapped off and ground to suit acting as a sailor's knife. A piece of warning: to take an existing kitchen knife and reduce its size, you could probably just grind across the knife there, then wrap it in a piece of material, place it in the vise there and strike the end, and it will bend and then come back and snap off. Now, to present that flying around your workshop, that's why you wrap it in material to keep it captured. In this case, this sheath was made out of an old handbag, again with a marlin spike pocket on the side. Now here's another one. This came as a suggestion from a rigger on the ship, and that was to use one of these British craft knives, which have excellent steel in them. This is Damascus steel, and the sheath is made out of seatbelt material. The beauty of this fellow is that, as the rigger said, it's light, and should it not have a lanyard and you drop it from aloft, it's not so heavy. It won't wipe somebody out on the deck. But ideally, of course, you should have a lanyard on it. So they're just two alternatives if you don't wish to do what we've just covered in that previously. When cutting rope, this tip might help if you haven't come across it before. To saw through with a knife in the traditional way, you could end up with a very furry end on the rope. So when cutting it, place a common seizy or common whipping on either side of where you want to cut, using a block of wood, end grain, not side grain, end grain, a mallet and your knife. You place it on the block, place the knife on it and give it a good tap. This will cut it through and give you a good clean edge. I hope you have found this video instructional and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.